Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So guys, it is part 2 on the Peugeot 108 with the 1.2 Puretec Wetbelt that we're changing for the customer. We've already done the sump underneath. We've dropped the sump. We've cleaned all that up. It weren't too bad, that pickup pipe, to be honest with you. So that was good. Reset that yesterday with the gasket sealer around underneath the sump. So today it'll be all nice and dry. We can chuck the new oil in because that oil that come out of that was nowhere near enough. Nowhere near enough. Thanks for the comments yesterday, guys. I did get a comment from someone saying that there was he Googled it for me. Thanks very much for that. I can't remember who you was, so sorry about that. But thanks for the Google. And he said it takes about 3.4, I think 3.6, something like that. So, and I only pulled out just over 1 litre. So, incredible that oil pressure light, it didn't come on, but it didn't. And thankfully, I'm doing this now because that could have been, that could have been an engine seize. It could have been all sorts of trouble for her if that wasn't picked up now early. So, but yeah, we're on part 2. Let's now, well, I'm just going to set you up on the tripod because we know what we're doing. We've got to remove the belt now. So let's crack on with that. I'll remove the belt. Once that's off, I will show you the condition of that one. And then we're going to do the reverse, put the new one back in, and then put it all back together. Sounds simple. It's not on this one. This one there's no room around the engine bay, so that's why it is taking longer. So let's get cracking. I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, that is the belt now removed. Let me show you the condition. So, you can see inside where the teeth sits against the actual sprockets, that's where the breakdown happens. And all these little pieces, if I can just get a little closer, can you see that one there? Nope. That's a bit better. So you can see that the pieces are missing from the actual in between the teeth. See the little pieces? Now, this is the actual, like, the makeup of the belt. It is the, the actual material, the actual part of the belt that gets broken down. And that's because of heat. Oil and rubber, and that's just a rubber belt, it just don't mix. Oil gets hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold all the time. So it's just that's what's doing it. We all know what's doing it, and the the problems that these have, but the manufacturers still pumping them out. They try and make changes, but they don't put their hands up and go, yeah, all right, we didn't do enough research, we didn't do enough investigating whether or not a wet belt would actually last. They just didn't. And they just told us all that, oh yeah, they'll last for 100,000 miles, but they don't. Same as Ford. Ford did exactly the same thing, and they actually won awards for their engine, that EcoBoost. They won awards for that engine. It's proper disgusting, isn't it? Because they've put it all out to everyone all over the world. Anyway, enough of that. Let's crack on now and fit the new one. So this is the new Dayco belt. Whether or not they've updated the actual belt itself, material-wise, but Dayco are a quality company, timing belt kit. I even think that some manufacturers use Dayco in their engines from new, but just change the name. So they go to Dayco and go, can you make us a belt for this specific car, but can you not put Dayco on it like this? and they want their own manufacturer's stamp put on it. A lot of people don't realise that manufacturers don't make all the parts that you see on their car. It's not all their, they buy a lot of them in. That's like a lot of these new EVs. Most of the batteries that runs these electric vehicles are made in China. They're not made in the in the factories that you buy them from. You buy a Mercedes or an Audi or any German one, they're all made in China. So they're all Chinese batteries. But yeah, anyway, let's now fit the new one. And the new, I took off the old oil seal as well around the crank. So we're going to put a new one of these in as well. So we've got to do that. That's in here, that one. So we'll put that one in as well. So yeah, we'll get this kit fitted and then start putting this back together for her. That's that for that there. And the tensioner and the idle pulley. I'll put it there actually. Right, okay, let's get set up, guys. Let's get the belt down and get this back together. Let's do this. Right, okay guys, getting somewhere. So there we go. That is the new belt fitted. Nice and tight on the top. And on the bottom. Yeah, let me just get underneath now. So yeah, in there you can see new tensioner, new roller, pulley, idler pulley, new roller there. And I've just got this left over to remove, so I'll remove that, get that off. But we're all tensioned up, as you can see on the tensioner there. You've got like a little, I don't think you can see it, I can't really get up there, but there's like a little notch. Let me see the old one. So you can see that little notch there. When you turn this with the 6mm Allen key, that little plastic thing, that comes around and lines up in there, and you hold it there, and then you do that bolt up, and you have to do it up with 20 Newton meters with a torque wrench. So yeah, those two get done up, and then I've fitted the new oil seal. This is the old one here. It's not that bad, I've got to be honest. It wasn't leaking, but it is good practice to change it, I suppose, because it come with a kit. And whilst I'm in there, it don't take too long to push that in place. So yeah, I think I'm now ready to remove this tool, put that casing back on with the new gasket. So we'll get that on, then get the lower pulley on, and then just basically start building up this car, and we'll start putting it back together and see if she runs okay. Like I said to you before, yesterday when we'd done the sealant on the sump, that's nice, and you can just see it. I'm going to just get it in now. The sealant there, all the way around, is all dry now, so we can get a bit of oil in that sump, and there's going to be no leaks. I always like to do it. I like to, when I'm doing that kind of thing, is leave it at least overnight, and then when you come back in the morning, it's bone dry, and you're not going to have no leaks. So yeah, there we go. Right, let's continue now. And rebuilding the engine and putting everything back together, and yeah, closing it back up. So let's do the reverse of what we did when we took it all off, which took some time, but hopefully this one shouldn't take that long. So let's do this. Right, okay guys, well, it's going back really, really well. I've got to be honest, it always goes back quicker than it does to remove, because when you're removing, obviously you're taking your time, you're making sure you know what goes where and stuff like that. So going back, yeah, normally, for me anyway, goes a little bit quicker, and that's exactly what's happening here. It's going really well. Got the air intake on as well as the cam cover. That's all done. Injectors are back in place as well. But someone did message me last night in the first episode of this, last night in the messages, and said, whilst you're doing it, check the PVC valve and clean it. So that PCV valve is this here on the side of this engine, and there's a cover. You just pop the cover off, and there's like a rubber valve in there, but there is a spring, not a spring, there's like a, well, it is a spring, yeah, so there's like a spring in there. So you got to be careful when you remove this, that it don't ping off everywhere, but it's supposed to be doing that. It's supposed to be moving in and out. There's supposed to be that movement. So let me just pull that out of there like that. So, but it does need, it does look like it is a clean. I've just seen it there. So, well, it's actually not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad, is it? So I'll just give it a wipe out, give this a clean, but not bad. Still, yeah. But someone did say it could be blocked, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. So there we go. So now I'm going to clean that, pop that back on, and then just continue putting everything back together, ready to give the old key a turn to make sure that it is all good. And new oil as well. We've got to put some new oil in it. So let's keep going. Yeah, let's do this. Right, okay, guys. I'm at that point now where all I've got to do is put that terminal on, and then we can turn the key and start it. I've not tried this yet. I'm just going to do it with you guys. So, do that. Let's give it a bit of tightening up, I suppose. Always, it's good to get a strong connection. So, let's just do that. That way. There we go. Right, so that's done up. Okay, let's give this a try. You just saw that. I just put the oil in. It just didn't. Well, I'm left with about that much. So a lot more than what was in there when I took it out. So let me just run it for a minute, hopefully, and then it'll just circulate the oil around, and then we'll stop it, and then we'll check the actual level of the oil. So what I really want to do is do that a couple of times, because I did have to disconnect the pipe that goes to the fuel rail. It was in my way. So what I'm going to do is just do that a couple of times, and that is the pump in the tank, pumping it up to the fuel rail like that. That should be enough. So clutch, start. Well, there we go. Oh, I tell you what, that clutch pedal don't feel good. You hear it clicking? That's the clutch. That's going to be the release bearing, thrust bearing. Oh, it's rattling over there. Something's rattling. Might actually be, might be the seatbelt on the plastic. Probably was. Anyway, let's have a look. Make sure she's running all right. Ticking over, lovely. Really, really nice. I did lose a little bit of coolant there. You can see it just there. And that was because I had this pipe disconnected down that way. And then obviously a little bit of coolant went down that way on that pipe. But that's connected now. And I've topped it up a little bit as well. So we're up where we should be. But ticking over lovely. So there we go. She's more or less back together. Got to do a little bit more. I've got to test the oil, make sure that's in the right position. Wheel arch liner, I've got to put all those screws on, put the wheel back on. So, got a couple of bits and pieces to do. So let's turn her off for the moment. Like that. And then I'm going to check the oil level. Just finish it all up, put the wheel back on, and then take it for a drive. But I think that clutch is really sort of noisy. That thrust bearing, release bearing on that clutch. So, guys, probably possibility that this car is going to be back in for a clutch. Maybe. You never know. She might take it somewhere else. But I will give her my card, and I'll just mention it to her that, all work gets done is on my YouTube channel every single step of the way, so that the customers can see exactly what's been done on their car, which is nice. You normally just chuck it into a garage and go, can you get on, can you do that, can you do this, and then it comes out finished, and there's a big bill. For you think, like, what have you actually done for that bill? What, you know what I mean? But like with what I do, you can see what I've done. So, and I haven't charged her a lot of money for this. I really haven't. So, yeah. Let's get finished up. I'll set you up one more time, and we'll get this one wrapped up for the customer, and she can come and collect it. So, yeah, let's do this. Right, okay, guys. Well, there we go. She's all done. I'm going to take her for a quick drive around the block, make sure she's all good. But, yeah, ticking over, I'm running lovely. So, I've checked the oil. Just need to put a little bit more of that oil in. But it's topped up to where it should be. I'm going to mention that to the actual owner as well. Obviously, I don't know if he'll be watching the video. I don't know. I'm going to mention that I've done the videos and they're on YouTube, but I'm going to also just tell them, keep an eye on that oil level. Do you know what I mean? You've got to keep checking that at least once a month, because that does seem to be dropping. And I don't know. I'll ask her as well if she's seen or can see any oil leaks on a drive or where she parks the car. Because I can't really see any oil leaks underneath there. I did have a quick look whilst I was underneath there working away and I couldn't see nothing. So I'm assuming that it's burning oil. That's what I think that is happening here on this one. And they are proper prone for it, aren't they? These Puretec engines, they absolutely just drink this oil. And they don't drink it, they burn it through the rings and the pistons and all that sort of stuff. It just gets burnt off. So, yeah. But she's all done for now. What I'm going to do is take it for a test drive, and then as long as everything's okay, the customer can come and collect it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to jump onto, do you know the Suzuki Splash that we took for an MOT and we had that advisory? This is it. Lower control arm on that Suzuki Splash. So let's get that in and we can then swap this over so I know that that advisory has been done and the new owner knows it's been done because they'll see me doing it. So yeah, let's swap them over and we'll go from there. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, got the Suzuki Splash back in the workshop. With the Peugeot 108, drives beautiful, no problem at all. And she's going to come and collect it in about an hour's time. So that one is completely done. Let's now move on to this. I'm going to do the lower control arm. And it's for the driver's side. So this side is what we're going to be replacing. Take the wheel off, jack it up, take the wheel off, and replace this lower control arm. So let's get cracking. I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, guys. Well, there we go. There's the old one. And yeah, it's really loose. So that's obviously the reason for the advisory. And the new lower control arm is in place here, all bolted up, both at the at this end and two at that end. Now, the reason why this is off here and this here is supporting the radiator frame that goes to there and goes across to this. So you can't get to the bolt which is in there. You can't get to that one that holds that part on unless you remove this lower bar. A bit like the Fiat 500, same sort of thing. They have the same setup. You have a front bar that goes into where the lower control arm sits. So you have to take this bar off. That's why. That is on the floor and this is supporting it. So, yeah. But good news, we've done it. It's in place, bolted up, and now it's just a case of putting all these bits and pieces back together, and then she is good to go. And the new owner can see the new one fitted with the old one here. You know, if they say, oh well, that they've got an advisory on that on MOT, well, here you go, it's done. And that's the whole point of this, isn't it? It's to show and prove what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and what's being done. So there we go. Right, whew, it's getting hot. It's not sunny out, it's muggy. It's just like overcast, but it's really hot and muggy in here. So let's get set back up, guys. Let's get this wrapped up, finished off, put back together, and then that will be this one complete, apart from a clean, but I could do that later date. So let's do this. Right, okay. Well, guys, there we go. She's all complete. Lower control arm done and all put back together. Just got to give it a clean, I've got to be honest. Just give it a clean inside and out, and then it's going up for sale. This really shouldn't hang around. It's a nice little cheap run around for someone. And yeah, whilst I wait for these indicators still to turn up, I think tomorrow they're turning up. So once they turn up, I'll switch those over. But it's not going to stop me from putting it up for sale. But if anyone's interested, give me a message, let me know. And yeah, you can see exactly what's been done on the car. You know exactly what's been happened to it. Yeah, more than what you know if you just went and bought a car off someone else down the, off his drive or down the garage. They don't explain or tell you nothing, but I'm showing it all. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's the end of today's video. Tomorrow, I am going to explain exactly what is going on with this here. And I also, will explain what's going on with this. This is part of it, and it's part of that, and also this is part of it as well, which is really heavy. But let me just show you what is in here. It looks some sort of torture tool, doesn't it? Yeah, we also are going to need this on this job, but I'll explain everything in tomorrow's video, and you'll you'll get it. You'll understand once I explain it. You'll go, right, I see what he's going on about now. So yes, but for now, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, drop me a comment down below, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.